This is the SAP Developer News for March the 26th, 2026.
I'm recording this in the bomb shelter of our apartment building to give you some bad news. SAP Build Apps has been deprecated. Now, it all started in 2021 when SAP acquired AppGyver, and over the next 12 to 18 months, it was integrated into BTP, most notably to support destinations so applications could access SAP data. In May of 2022, we started our 100 Days of Low Code series. We had a challenge to see what the community, what types of apps the community members would create from SAP Build Apps. And in November of that year, we had the opportunity to share the stage at TechEd, the first post-COVID in-person TechEd. We shared it with the CTO to announce SAP Build. And so SAP AppGyver became one of the tools of that low-code suite, and its name was changed to SAP Build Apps. But alas, in the age of AI, SAP Build Apps was supplanted by other tools. My colleague Patrick Schad has created a blog post that explains the decision to deprecate Build Apps and makes 4 key points. First of all app development now can be done with SAP Build and the tools that are available there. For example, build code and to create CAP applications. But SAP Build Apps will continue to be supported for those who have purchased it through the end of the contract. Now, existing web or mobile apps that you created with SAP Build Apps, unfortunately, cannot be migrated to other tools, and you will need to recreate those apps from scratch using build code or any other development tool. Now, to migrate back-end entities that you created with Visual Cloud Functions, you can export the data to CSV files and then import it to other backends. But you will have to create those backends and those entities in order to import it. It's been a long, strange trip with SAP AppGyver and then SAP Build Apps, and I'm happy to have met and helped so many of you on that journey.
Hola, SAP developers. Edge Integration Cell version 8.40 is now available, and it's packed with features you've been asking for. First, the NFS adapter, sender and receiver. You can now connect directly to network file system servers. OFTP2 adapter for all your EDI and B2B file transfers. So if you're doing ODET file transfers with your training partners, this is what you need. Edge Integration Cell also now supports an external cloud connector. You no longer need to use the cloud connector that's running in the cluster. Finally, Edge Integration Cell also supports Valky, meaning that you can now use it as a data store. All the documentation links are in the description below. Hasta luego!
As SAP is part of the A2A protocol initiative, my colleague Pavel Kornev just released a really cool new tool to contribute to the A2A ecosystem. The tool is called the A2A Editor, and he developed it as an open source project funded by the EU. You can think of the A2A Editor as a Swagger-like interface, but for designing agent cards and testing and validating the agent's capabilities. So if part of the playground, which is part of the A2A Editor, you have a JSON editor, an agent card overview, a chat integration to tests, an HTTP inspector, and more. So make sure you check it out under the URL somewhere here and in the show notes. I actually just tried it out and I find it really cool. I'm probably going to include it into the AI agent, the code-based AI agent code gem that Kevin and I just recently developed and started to give a couple of weeks ago in Amsterdam. And now we will also be doing a couple of those code gems in Brazil as part of the AI Roadshow. Vitaly, I don't know, do we call it that? If not, we start calling it that now. So in the middle of April, we're actually going to Brazil for a lot of code gems all around the topic of AI. There will be HANA machine learning, getting started with AI core, and also the new code-based AI agents code gem. And in April, something else is happening around AI, which is the developer challenge on the topic of AI, but more to that next week.
Did you know that you can use the orchestration client from the SAP Cloud SDK for AI to create a full AI orchestration flow in CAP? You can simply instantiate an orchestration client from the orchestration package within the SDK and then define the configuration for your orchestration flow via JavaScript object notation. The orchestration client allows you to use different foundation models without the need to change the client code. It allows you to configure templating, content filtering, data masking, and much more. You can either write the configuration directly, download it from the SAP AI Launchpad and use it from file, or directly copy it into your project.